Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I kind of think it is very short notice for some of you. You may have got this information late, but thank you. Thank you for joining. So what we're going to cover is what is FutureSkills Prime, the program that is initiated by Ministry of Electronics and IT and executed by NASSCOM. So we're going to see what FutureSkills Prime is, why is it coming in, and also what is it that you can do as learners. So just 1 second, Amrita, are we able to chat? Is chat available for everyone? Can you open the chat for everyone? Yeah.
Yes, it is open.
So that we can do the chat.
I'm going to write a hi. You will see a pink red thing. And I'm also sharing the YouTube link for everybody who could not join us here.
Okay. Okay, great.
We can continue with them.
Yeah. So thank you. So we're going to, okay. So yeah, let me just share my screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about FutureSkills Prime, the Ministry of Electronics and IT initiative executed by NASSCOM. Our aim is to make India the digital talent hub of the future, right? We used to keep talking about in the IT sector, India used to be the go-to place for all talent for the last 20-25 years. But as digital skills are becoming more, the change in the skills are becoming very ad hoc, and the change is happening faster. We have to do something to make sure that we stay on top of the world skill radar. And that's why this initiative came up, right? So it does 2-3 things. One is digital fluency. So let's say there is a way of, for us to communicate, once it was okay for us to communicate in the local language, then we started learning Hindi or English, and then we started learning for foreign language because we had to communicate to a larger set of people as the world had become a flatter place. Right. So now the next level of the language is going to be the digital language. And once you don't understand, like how we don't understand some of the language our teenagers use, there comes a time where without understanding what is there in digital, it's going to be really difficult for us to carry on with our life and make it effective. And definitely the work life. Right, so that is digital fluency, which is about what are these digital technologies, how can they be used, and why should each one of us learn? What is it? How does it make an impact in each of our lives? And professional skills, which are equally critical, because I'm sure you all would have heard about large project teams with a project manager which used to deliver larger projects. Now we are talking about small agile teams which deliver projects, who have to work directly with the customer. So the professional skills at each level, at the starting level itself, is becoming really important. And another thing is I'm sure you all would have heard about artificial intelligence and machine learning and big data. But if you go search in Google courses, how do I learn artificial intelligence? I'm sure you will be thrown with pages and pages of data. How do you know which course to pick? Right, and what is it that each of the course offers, and how do we make sure that we have the right course that we are picking? So that is why this platform. So those are the salient features of this platform. And why did we start? This was the genesis goes back to 5 years back when NASSCOM and BCG did a study, and we were extrapolating the demand and the supply of digital skills in the nation. And we found that the demand is going to go multifold than the way in which we are currently producing digital talent. Hence, there was an opportunity to get some concentrated effort by the government and apex bodies like NASSCOM to make sure that we have the digital skilling happening across the country. This covers two sets of people. Let's say somebody who's working today but is not working on a digital skill. How do they get awareness of digital skill? First of all, use it in their existing work. That's one part of it. Second is somebody who wants to get into the workforce, which is the students. And how do we make sure that the students are equipped with the skills of the future? So that's the reason why we had the FutureSkill Prime as a platform. Now, it started off with FutureSkills, which was a B2B initiative by NASSCOM, which enabled educational institutions as well as industries to take a subscription-based model to get access to this content. Later, ministry stepped in and said, let's make this a B2C initiative free of cost for everybody to access. Maybe there are courses that are paid, but the access as such is free. So that's the way this program is structured now. Now, what are the salient features? I'm going to take, this is not a long session. I'm going to take maybe maximum 10 minutes to explain what this is, and then probably will give you some tips and tricks on how you can master this. I'm sure most of what I'm saying is not news to me. You all know about it. But the trick is, how do you get maximum mileage out of it? So that's what we're going to talk, and then we will break into a conversation style where you can ask questions and then we will kind of answer it. So that's going to be the format. So we have, there is, it starts with, let's say the goal of this initiative is to develop core work skills. How do we do it? By having a diagnostics in the platform, which tells you where you are currently and where you want to go and what is the path one can take. The platform has government recognized certification and badges. There are scholarships as well as incentives that are available to the learners. So working professionals, especially the courses that you pay and take in this platform, if you can, if you certify successfully by taking an assessment, you will get 50% of the course fee reimbursed to you through direct benefit transfer. This assessment also costs money. That also you will get reimbursed. Assessment is a 600 rupee assessment. So that's the government's incentive to this program. We are talking about something like a skills passport. I'm sure you all would have heard about how the world should move towards honoring skills rather than probably degrees. So we keep hearing about the college dropouts who have created multi-billion empires, right? So, but how do you, if you don't have a common nomenclature for the skills and you know what skills you have acquired over a period of time, how do you say that you have enough skills to do a job? Right now, we are depending heavily on the degrees that are awarded to us, the formal education that we're doing. So there is also an effort to maybe standardize the skills and then make sure that all your skills are in one place. In this case, we are pushing our data to DigiLocker. There is a chatbot that is available to help you because it's a lot of our courses are self-paced courses. One can also see there is a host of content that is available which you can pick and choose, and then you create your own things to do, right? You don't have to go back to the homepage every time. You have you have your own homepage where you have picked and chosen what courses you're going to learn. So we will be showing you the demo of the platform, so that should answer some of these things where it is placed in the platform. So this is a learner-centric platform. This is B2C. So we have the way content comes into this platform is from industry, which is let's say companies like product providers like Amazon, Google, Microsoft. All their courses are available in this platform. There is content provided by the IT industry, which is companies like Accenture, TCS. We have their content, as well as we have content by subject matter experts, which are curated towards a certain industry. And we also have training partners in India. We are an aggregator. So we are trying to make sure that the leading training partners in the country, their courses are aligned to the national occupational standards and are made available in this platform. So that's what this, that's where the content is coming from. So we'll talk about what kind of content is there. One is digital fluency, the language that I was talking about. We have identified 10 emerging technologies. So as part of the BCG survey, shortlisted on 10 emerging technology skills that we have to focus on in India to get to the digital talent hub dream, right? So there is fluency content, which is AI curated content in the platform, which gets refreshed on a monthly basis about what is the latest happening on that particular technology. It covers awareness level content on 10 emerging technologies. There is fundamental skills, which are the basic. Let's say you want to understand what is big data. You have foundation skills, which will help you get into a specific jobs that are there, which will give you the foundation. And then there are job-oriented skills, which are aligned to the the jobs that are identified, the roles that are identified by the industry. So that is the 3 level of content in the platform. So how do you start the journey? You start by registering on the platform. Most of you may have got an email sometime back. We will re-trigger those mails after this session. So you will get a mail using which you can log in, or you can log into the, we will be showing you the demo. So that time you can actually take a look at the platform URL and you can log in. You can start by understanding what these digital technologies are. If you really know what exactly you want to learn, let's say you are currently teaching computer science or anything related, and you know that, yes, this is the exact skill that I want to build, then you can directly get into that, the yellow part, which is the deep skilling path. You can find your course and then get started. If you're not clear on where you want to, what will suit you, or what is the advantage, then you can start by looking at the digital fluency content, then you take foundation course, and then you get to deep skilling. At each stage, there are certifications that you can do. Now, I am just going to go. Yeah, so as I said, there are digital fluency, then foundation, deep skilling. We have virtual labs, which will give you hands-on training. And there are certifications and assessments and certifications. So I think we kind of know what is there. Like digital technology is changing very rapidly. One has to keep skilling ourselves to get to the stay on the edge. So we are working with, as an aggregator, we are working with many of the OEMs, which are Cisco, Microsoft of the world. We have the partners like Accenture, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, etc., providing us support or content in some way. Either some of them will be giving subject matter experts. We have the EdTech partners in India, either VILD or self-paced, who are, so we are aggregating all of them. We also work with Ministry, CDAC, NILET, Skill India, and we work with virtual lab partners like Poststack and Turk. We keep adding more. Every month we keep adding more. Now, what happens? So now that we've done with all the fancy things and the mandatory things, what happens? I mean, I'm sure all of you have idea about, yes, I have to do digital skilling. I know that all these things are there. I have heard about artificial intelligence. But what happens? Life happens, right? You start and you forget to contact. If we play a bingo on this particular chart, I'm sure all of us will finish the lines or even the full house much faster, right? So yeah, yes, that's how life is. There's so much of things that we want to do, but we are not able to do. So some tips there. Let's say what happens. Where does this particular skilling fall in? Can we have some answers on the chat? The skilling, the digital skilling that we're talking about, is it an important and urgent thing? Is it an important but not urgent thing? Isn't it not important at all? I don't think any of you are in the bottom quadrant, because otherwise you wouldn't have spent your Friday evening here, right? So it is an important thing. Can I see some answers in the chat? Are you able to? Okay, I don't think we are able to. I don't think I'm able to chat.
So a lot of people are not able to post on chat. Chat is not enabled for some.
Chat is not enabled. Yeah.
So I am suggesting them to put it on Q&A. Just a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Sure. I think it is little. Yeah, important, not urgent. Gagi, you got it. Right. That's the quadrant we are looking at. And what happens in that quadrant? What are the typical tasks in that quadrant? Important, but not urgent. Can we, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, we have to use the Q&A. What are some of the tasks that are there which fall into this important but not urgent? Sometimes your exercise, health, all those things fall into this important but not urgent quadrant, unless and until we do a test or something happens, and then suddenly, or something happens to someone, and then it becomes important and urgent, and we are able to prioritize that, right? So skilling is something like that. So skilling is more like what is and especially digital skilling or futuristic skilling, which you don't have to use today in your work. You are able to carry on with your work anyway without having any of these skills. So why would you spare time for this? So it is an important but not very urgent kind of a thing, right? So it's natural that we are not able to do things in this quadrant. So we'll just suggest you few things what you can do. So understand that this is not easy for many of us. I mean, I think including the people from NASCOM in this call, all of us agree that it is really, really tough. Most of us enroll into courses online and then we just don't get to the closure of it. Sometimes we get to maybe 70%, 80%, but then getting to that 100% completion still is a mirage, right? It happens. So one thing that works, especially for you see it happening in your schools, because when you give a task to a set of students, there is higher chances. The entire class gets an assignment. There is some camaraderie. There is a competition. There is a community feeling that all of us are in this together, and hence it gets done. So one thing we would suggest is we had actually, in fact, few months back, we had created a WhatsApp group for CBSE teachers, and we did have quite a few of you join there. And we did one small course together. So that I would call is the kind of the art of learning how to learn, right? So we did that. So we'll post all those things in the next session onwards. Please come back to us for the next sessions. We will have more things to tell you how to actually make it happen. Till then, go through the platform and see what you want to do, how, what are your feelers, try something, join a free course to start with and see where you are. How are you able to finish it? Then it's well and good, you're on your own. Otherwise, let's learn together, learning community. Another important thing is find problems to solve, right? Create some motivation to learn. If you're planning to, let's say, learn data analysis, then see what data. Can you take your student data, the last few years data, or the exam performance data, and see how to identify patterns in that? If you're looking at cloud, is there an application that your school is using that you can move to the cloud for better scalability, right? Do something which is there in your realm, which you can accomplish once you have done the skill. That makes the learning much easier and it makes it fun because there is an end result to it, right? So, and I'll be preaching to the choir if I teach someone else that's the best way to learn. I think a lot of us do that. Even if we are not clear right now, like how I came into this session, I was little sick and I actually came off without much preparation. But the way, I mean, once I start taking a class, then it becomes, you get more confidence, you feel like, yes, you can do it, right? So that's how it works. So either get some students or create peer groups where you can learn together, one teach another. And then probably, I mean, again, something which we all know, how do we create a habit of learning? And that's what we did in that course, where we were trying to see how do we do 5 minutes of learning every day, right? If you have a 10-hour course, even if you do 5 minutes every day, in 4 months, you're done with it, right? And a lot of the courses in this area, which you have to do, which is not a very advanced level of course, because you're not actually developing bigger things for enterprise customers or anything. For your own use, if you're using it, most of the courses, some idea you'll get by going through 10-15 hour course. In a year, you will end up having 3-4 new skills added. Okay, that's a big thing. When we look at 5 minutes of learning, it looks like it is very much possible, but it is you do fail. So it's okay. What happens when you fail? Go back to the first one and say, yes, it is not easy. I'm agreeing that it's not easy. How do I get started? Right. So that's what I had to tell. So the next steps, government is spending money on us, right? By telling that they will, so there is a reimbursement for all working professionals for the courses that one does. So this is the FutureSkills Prime platform. You take the competency diagnostics and then you go to the foundation and deep skilling courses. So that's my presentation. So now we will take a quick another 5 minutes and see the platform. And then if you have questions, we can take that. In the meanwhile, if there is somebody from the admin team, can we get the chat enabled? Satish, are you there? Okay. Okay, Satish is back. Satish, are you able to share your screen?
Yes, Smita.
Yeah, so we'll just see the platform. You can, for now, please put your comments on the Q&A box. We're sorry, some technical failure. The digital, as it happens, sometimes it just doesn't work. Satish, you can share your screen.
Just a moment. Hope it's visible now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Satish. You can go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Smita. So good afternoon, everyone. Wonderful interacting with you. Thank you for those insights, Smita. It's like you rightly said, learning is an ongoing practice as such. And, the more harder we try, we tend to feel that we're not putting in enough effort or we lose track of things. But wonderful point shared by Smita in terms of how we can keep that practice ongoing, how we can connect the dots, bring that habit on track in terms of picking up skill sets. So in this initiative to go forward as such, what I'm showcasing here today is NASSCOM FutureSkills Prime. It's a joint initiative with, like earlier mentioned, along with Ministry of Electronics and IT. The focus here is to make India a global talent hub. And majorly because we're all headed digital, the platform is mobile first as well. You can start accessing this on your mobile, be it an Android or iOS. You can keep continuing learning, you can start doing your bits of learning on it. And as you progress, you can then get on to the stage where you have taken up courses and you've taken up certifications and so on and so forth, right? So this currently is the FutureSkills Prime website, which is currently shown on screen. So anybody, is trying to sign up now, I will request you can even go ahead and Google and then just type FutureSkills Prime. Probably we can put that on the chat. I'll just put it up there for a second. On the Q&A, there are a few questions, we'll get to that. So Smita, if you could put it for everyone, the FutureSkills Prime link. I'm also just pasting it there.
Yeah, I'll put that up.
All right, sure. So what we're showing you here is the website, and like as you can see, there's options for you to sign up. These give you options in terms of sign up, or you can start learning for free. So either when I click on it, because I've already signed up prior, which is why it will take me to the landing page. This platform supports both push and pull base. You can actually cater to what is your learning needs. It'll ask you for 3 interest areas, 3 technologies that you would want to skill yourself towards. It's not something that you have to start doing all 3 together. You can choose accordingly and start driving it. So as and when you fill those basic details and login, this is the page that you will land to. It's called the home page. The home page is more like the exploratory page for you. So we have different flow of items, as you can see on the screen. The first one is more in terms of somebody to get started. Like as you can see, any campaign that's currently running on the program is hosted here. Somebody to get started. We also have a competency diagnostic. So this is more like a health check. It's going to give you what is my strength and weakness. And it will also recommend which are the courses relevant for me to start taking up, right? It gives me that option. And students looking for jobs can also go ahead and apply, right? The key focus or the crux of the platform has been on 10 emerging technology and 10 professional skills. Now we should say it's emerged technology because it's used extensively across industries, across multiple ways, even devices that we carry right from the mobile phone to smartwatches to how our patterns of using of all of these devices matter. It's been captured. So we're looking at all the biggies. We're looking at the AI, big data analytics, Internet of Things, cloud computing, cybersecurity, web and mobile development, blockchain, robotic process automation, AR, VR, and 3D printing. Now, it's not just with technology that anybody can survive. Beyond behavioral and soft skills are professional skills, which is a top up right from communication and going upwards. So you've got communication, innovation and design thinking, product management, project management. We've also got collaboration, teamwork, continuous learning, digital leadership, program management, and influencing and negotiation skills. So as you keep progressing, there are programs that you can also take up, including paid ones. So the platform caters to free and paid courses. There's a whole lot of free courses that you can actually take leverage out of, right? There are other sections within the platform. There's My Learning, there is groups, register and about Prime. So from home to My Learning is more like your own page in terms of what are you doing currently on the platform. So anything that I've picked initially in the 3 skill sets showcases here in terms of the platform giving me daily content that I can start picking up and learning. It can be bite-sized, it can be like a 5-minute read, it can be like a course by itself, as you can see. And any course that I've started off will be under the in progress section. There are a lot of links here. So the skill passport is more like my, like the name passport suggests, it can host my digital badges that I can earn out of the platform, which I can go ahead and extensively share on LinkedIn. Please do tag NASCOM FutureSkills Prime when you're doing it, right? And your respective colleges, schools. So once you are at Passport, you can also add your certificates that you've earned. So it becomes more like my repository of skill sets that I have, the respective groups that I belong to, and any courses that I bookmark. So anything that I pick up, I have an option to bookmark it, or assign it to myself using these 3 dots. So I would recommend you, when you get started with the course, please bookmark it and then do it. So it gives you like a reminder, right? And there are other sections. So this is my learning page, right? Then I have groups. Under groups, you will find a lot of groups. In fact, for you, when we go ahead and have a group for CBSE, you can be a part of it and continue your learning. You will see a lot of groups on my page because I'm part of them, including closed groups. What I would also recommend is please go to this last link, which is other public groups, and it will show up groups which are open for anybody to join. All you have to do is join and then be a part of them if you're looking at specific skills amongst these, right? Especially aspects like this, interview mantra, internships, any events that are going on, campus to corporate. These are recommended ones, right? In terms of taking up paid courses, which Smita mentioned of earlier, because the government wants anybody to be a continuous learner, we have this concept of registering yourself under the Government of India incentive scheme. Now, in your case, either you can choose employer or trainer category. And when you're filling it up, there are some basic details which gets captured at our end in terms of validating the role that you play. And once you're done with this, you are entitled to get a direct benefit transfer for some of these eligible courses which are mentioned on the platform. And when I showed you eligible courses, just going back to show you an example, this is how you can differentiate it. It's clearly called out right on top in one manner when you go into specific courses and seeing for it. Or one of the best ways to do it is go back to the home page and you have a whole row meant for that. Each of these tiles are called channels. Under each technology, there's a channel which is called out, within which you have respective Government of India incentive eligible courses being made available for you, which lead to certifications, right? And any point of time, if you have any query and so on, there's a help, right? And if you would want to know more details, you have an option of About Prime, which will tell you about the government incentive scheme, about different aspects of the platform, and so on and so forth. Anything that's getting rolled out new, you will find a banner like this getting popped up and replaced with new courses and so on and so forth, right up on the website and on the platform. So in case if there's something which getting launched as well, you will also start receiving notifications on the platform. So if you have downloaded the app, FutureSkills Prime, you will also get notifications on the app. So if in case you need a walkthrough or a rerun through in terms of how do you start navigating on the platform, how do I reach from point A to point B, you have an option called My Guide, which is a step-by-step process which will guide you in terms of how do you navigate, what are available in each pages, aspects with regard to badges and certifications, and other queries. I'll take a pause here. Anything that you would want to add in, Smita, or we can have a look at the Q&A section.
Yeah, so some of you are talking about adding your number in the group. I had sent as one of the answers. Are you all able to see the answers that I had given? So you can. Yeah, you can see the link to the WhatsApp group. You can join there, and we will be there is a session next week also. We will be covering. So the way this is structured is this session will repeat every other week, and we will have specific technology sessions in between. What we are planning to do is do a big event with your leadership and our leadership by the first week of January. By then, whoever completes a course, we will get them invited into the as panelists into the session so that you can share your experiences. So make sure you take up some courses and then complete it. So maybe Satish, just show how to find if it's a free course or a paid course. Just click on one and see.
Sure. So I'm just going into one of these channels here under emerging technology. I'm just taking AI for an example's sake. I will show you one on the professional skills also. So when we get to this, you will find all of these jargons, just to tell you, pathways and journeys are bite-sized learning, right? And then when you get to full-fledged course, there are bridge courses, and then role-based learning, which these are, right? So for you to understand what's a free course and a paid course, let's say this particular course is clearly mentioned here as free across. Now, when I go take up this particular course, let me show you how it's done. So this is the digital badge which will pop up upon completion of this. Now, because I've already completed this post, which is why it's not showing, let me tell you there are multiple cards here. And on the mobile, I can start doing this as a swipe right, as a swipe left option.
Okay, so
the first card
Satish,
tells
show the course, otherwise they'll get confused. These are not courses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So under this is a course which says it's eligible for GUI incentive, right? Now, this is a paid course, which is why it's showing as GUI incentive. If I have to give you an example of a free course, let me show you one under the professional skills. Just going to communication, courses. Yes. So as you can see here, this says free and this says paid, right? So free and paid meaning the course will be paid for.
No, the course may be free. There is a paid assessment.
Paid, yes, of an assessment to it.
Yeah.
Courses like these, especially, this is a course which has been done by many people. It's a free course. Just give me a second. Yeah, I will earn a digital badge at the end of this. There are details mentioned, like I will have time to complete this and so on. It's a 1-hour course and it's free. Right? So any course that you get started, my recommendation is please go ahead and bookmark them. So it's easier to find it under your My Learning tab.
Yeah, so there is no certificate at the end of the session. I'm just taking some of the common questions that are there. There is no certification at the end of this session. We have the attendance because we can see the people who have logged in. And how do you get a digital certificate is by taking a course. You start with a free course. Satish, just show acquiring data. So you take a free course and then you complete the course, take an assessment, do a mock assessment, find where you are, brush up the topics, do an actual assessment by paying 600 rupees. That's when you will get a certificate. And once you get a certificate, you will get, once you complete the assessment, you will get that money back in your, in the platform as credit to buy the next course, 1,000 rupees. If you have done a paid course, then you will get it reimbursed. If you've done a free course with an assessment, you will get a credit to buy the next course fee. That's how this works. So that is how you will get a certifications. And we are looking to have, last time in our CBSE cohort, there were at least 10 teachers who took up who completed the course and completed the certification successfully. So this time we are expecting at least 200 of you to complete that so that we have a full house when we have our leadership meeting. So get started. And don't forget to join the session back if you have questions. I'm sure next time we will have things sorted out better and you'll be able to chat and you'll be able to share more things. Yeah, so this is one fundamental course that we considered for CBSE teachers also last time. Some of I was seeing some of the maths teachers asking what course. Now this is a course which will be useful for everyone, in fact, because this talks about a lot of commonsensical things about data and how data is classified and how data has to be cleaned before it can be analyzed and how large amount of data can be handled using Python. So there is a little bit of programming part, but it is very little. It's not actually programming. It is learning to use the commands or the functions in Python. So that's what this course is. The total duration of this course is only 10 hours or less than that, in fact. And it is the course is curated by Accenture, and there is a Ministry of Electronics and IT certification at the end. So this is one course which we definitely think all of you should do. So is there any other questions? What will be the topic of your next two sessions? Okay, Satyesh, do you have that? I think you will get an intimation in your
Yes, the information will be shared across. It'll be put up as the
First
first
one
communication
is,
was
I
done.
think, artificial intelligence, right?
Yes, the next one is artificial intelligence.
Okay.
But they will receive intimation like the communication that was done for this particular session. It will be put up by CBSE as well.
Yeah, the next one is going to be a repeat of this. On 25th, we'll have artificial intelligence. 2nd December, we'll have FSP. 9th, we'll have big data. That's our plan for now. Let's see how these sessions are going and how many of you are able to log into the platform. So in the next session, we'll also give you a support Zoom call that happens every working day, evening 4:30 to 5:30, where you can log in and get your queries answered. I have shared the WhatsApp link as answer to one of the questions. I hope some of you at least able to see it.
Stop sharing and let's look at the Q&A.
So as I was saying, there is no certificate for this session. This session is an awareness session for you to understand what FutureSkill Prime is. How is this beneficial for school children? Suman, very nice. So this course, a lot of engineering courses today are very specific, very niche. Like you have courses like artificial intelligence and data science, you have cybersecurity engineering courses. So the entire education system, these kind of skills are left shifted, right? So you are learning it much earlier. So I'm sure you have artificial intelligence as part of your curriculum. At least some of the schools have. So this is what we want to do with you is you get into the habit of learning these digital skills. These are not, we're just starting with one course, but it's like more of a continuous learning. And you transfer this knowledge to the students as to how to look for newer things and learn. That's how it's going to be useful for the students, because today, let's say somebody who's in the 8th standard, we don't have an idea what will be the skill that is required probably 10 years later when that person comes into the workforce. The only skill we can give them is identify what is relevant, identify what is important, and then have the discipline to learn it. Right. So that's that one skill. So without having, so this will fall into the important but not urgent quadrant. So without having an exam, without having an assessment, without having an end date of submission, how will someone learn it? So that's the skill we need to teach the next generation, along with some of these skills that are identified now.
So Smita, a couple of more questions. One is, which courses would you recommend to English teachers?
Yeah,
one
so
question.
You should get started with professional skills just to get used to the platform, because for maybe, I'm just suggesting that you take up that master communicator session and try it out. Not that you need it, it is just for you to get a feel of how the platform works. And then you can look at this acquiring data session. It's a very interesting session. Even if you're not doing an assessment, I'm sure you can complete the course and understand how data is being handled. Like when you reply to an Amazon survey, or when you do a rating in an Amazon product, what is the background thing doing, right? So you'll understand all those things once you take that course. The course is called Acquiring Data. So you join the next session for us to give you more details on how we can learn that course. Or if you've already joined the WhatsApp group, please take, you can do that. So I see few people have
to all of them, to all the learners, I mean, people participating in the session today, please do make note that, you would have received an email from FutureSkills Prime. A welcome email is what you would have received in your mailbox. It will have a default password, capital WELCOME, welcome @123, @ symbol @123, right? Please do log in and change your passwords. if in case you've not received it, you can let us know. The mails have been triggered and you would have received it by now. A couple of more queries is how do you join the course? Is, all you have to do is you can go to FutureSkills Prime, and like we showed you, there are different content. One is on technology, professional skills, and so on. Get started with any one of them, and then that'll give you an idea in terms of how to get going. In case you're not finding something, you don't have to scroll the whole thing. You can even do a search right up on top.
So primary students, we will not suggest anything to be taught to them, but then just give them awareness about what is happening. When they do something, what happens? Cybersecurity, right? Some of these things you can give them. So it's not directly relevant for primary kids as of now.
So in the group, during which time can we ask questions?
No, that group for now it is open, so you can ask questions. So later, if we see a lot of things, then we will make it that only evening 1 hour we will leave it open. And you also have there's a Prime Discovery call which happens like in another 2 minutes it will start. So we will have to end this session also. So there will be a session. So I'll just as one of the answers, I'm going to put that Zoom session so that if you want to get something answered right now, you can. Shravanti, I'm using your question to answer. I mean, put the Zoom link. You can just check the answered questions and see the Zoom link. So please tell about augmented reality. So we have pathways around AR, VR in the platform, sir. So we would request you to go through that. This is a general overview session. We will have expert sessions which will come in. I mean, which will be scheduled in the future.
So person had a query of, is this recognized by CBSE?
I don't understand what that means. Recognize. CBSE wants all of you to
Courses, the course is certified by CBSE.
I don't have an answer to that. So, but CBSE wants all of you. This is a Ministry of Electronics and IT certified course. Yeah, at some level, yes, Ministry of Education is also, Ministry of Skill Development is also involved. So the certificate is recognized by the Government of India. So if you can tell us, if one of you can join the WhatsApp group and tell us what you mean by CBSE recognized, we can definitely take it up with your leadership and see how to get you. Yeah, I see a lot of people have joined.
So there's a query of saying it is asking for Apple ID. I believe this is referring to the sign up process. So during your sign up, you can choose your Gmail.
Yeah, you don't have to use the Apple ID, use the other option, which is login using credentials and go forward. After that, you will get whether you can use your Facebook ID, Gmail ID, or login using your email using credentials. You can do any of those.
There are options that you can say till ID.
Yeah, Satish, we lost you for a few minutes, so I just finished that answer.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. And we are sorry about the little bit of trouble, not able to allow you to chat, etc. We will have a repeat of this session. Please do join us next week, same time, 3:30 to 4:30. And then we will tell you the next steps of joining a course and then how do you get to complete a course and take up certification. Thank you so much. So we'll be ending.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice weekend. Happy learning.